quicker heater response. Today's review is for a disposable electronic cigarette, which means it has a one-time use. You basically open the packet, you get a small compact device, and you basically just use it until either the battery runs out, the liquid runs out, or both, and then you chuck it. It's not the most efficient way to vape, it's not the cheapest way to vape, and it's not the most environmentally friendly way to vape, but it does have its place in the industry basically. So what I think disposables are good for, if you're a vapor, which you probably are watching this, I personally use disposables when I'm traveling or something like that, just because they're easier to carry around. You don't have to worry about it leaking and stuff. You're gonna get questioned about it less, not that you normally do, but could be depending on where you're going with flights and stuff like that. Easier to carry around, and you basically get your nick fix, get a bit of flavor, get a bit of vapor, and you're good. If you're a smoker, disposables act as a way to show you the potential of vaping. So you get it, you spend probably the same amount that you would spend on a pack of cigarettes, and you just try it and see if the sensation you get is good enough that you can maybe transition into vaping more normal, I guess, with a regular mod and stuff like that. So the company that sent me these is called White Cloud. They are an independent company out of Tampa. They're not owned by Big Tobacco or anything. They're heavily invested in the vaping industry and they care about vaping. Keep in mind though, they are part of the closed system kind of industry. Obviously it's still vaping, and at the end of the day, if it gets you off cigarettes, it's doing its job and we should be supporting it. So personally I don't really care, but there is a lot of people that think all closed system devices are Big Tobacco. That is not the case. So the reason I am reviewing this is both because I think there should be more reviews for starters. I do starter stuff all the time, but also that this is a new style of disposable. This is the Fling Wide Mini. And as you can see, it's bigger than your average disposable. It's wider, and it holds more liquid. So basically this is the equivalent of buying 2 disposables in one. You get double the amount of liquid. I think it's a 2 ml capacity, which is a lot. And it has double the battery life. I'm guessing around 400 milliamp hours. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's around there. So it's bigger, but in your hand it doesn't feel that much bigger. If you're used to smoking cigarettes, it's gonna feel pretty monstrous, but it's maybe the size of a small cigar. With a regular disposable, I would normally need at least 18 milligrams, or how they mark them, 1.8%. The one I got is, well, the few I got, most of them are the light strength, which I'm guessing is around 1.2% or 12 milligrams. This one is 1.6 or 16 milligrams, and it's okay. You can see the light comes on at the bottom. Decent amount of vapor, but I would expect a bit stronger of a throat hit out of 1.6% or 16 milligrams of nicotine. For me to get my nicotine efficiently and feel like I don't need it, I would need at least probably their heavy nicotine content. This is their regular. And it's not bad, it just still leaves that little bit of I need that nicotine, if you know what I mean. As far as the drag on it, it's very interesting. It's tight enough that you can do a comfortable mouth to lung. If you're a vapor, you know that is. If you're a smoker, it's basically sucking the vapor into your mouth and then inhaling it into your lungs. Like that. But it's also loose enough to do a lung hit. It's very strange. A lung hit is just directly into your lungs, and that way the nicotine feels a lot stronger because you're taking a lot more in, and that's how I would vape this, but obviously it's not going to last as long if you're doing lung hits. Decent amount of vapor for what it is though. As far as the flavors go, they have tons of them. I'll put the link in the description below so you can check it out on their website, but the ones I got were their regular, which is this one. It's a tobacco flavor. And it's really good. It's not a very strong tobacco flavor and it's not sweet. It's just kind of average, I guess, but it's a nice tobacco flavor. It's something you could vape all day and not really get sick of. This is their 0K, basically 0 Kelvin, supposed to be really cold. I have one, I tried one already, and it's, yeah, it's like pure menthol basically. There's no tobacco flavor in it or anything, and it's nice. The one I got was a light strength though, so it wasn't like super satisfying, but if you got it in a heavy, it probably would be. The other flavor I got was this one, if it will focus. That's the wrong end. It's called Sin, and it's basically cinnamon. And this is a strong flavor. It's very strong cinnamon. You can even see, I'll focus this. I'm not sure if it'll show up on camera, and I can't see shit past my hand. But the mouthpiece is actually yellow. It's stained kind of from the fumes or whatever it is coming from the cinnamon. I don't think that's really a bad thing, but it's like chewing on big red gum. If you like that flavor, you'll like it, like cinnamon red heart candy kind of thing. Not the best flavor in my opinion, but that's all subjective. So the packaging that these disposables come in is very simple. It's basically just a little sealed package. All the information you need is on it. This one is regular, which says rich tobacco flavor, light strength, and on the back all the information about it. Says all new design, quicker heater response. Doesn't sound like vape talk, but then again, this is not for the vapor, this is for the smoker, so I get it. 2 times more vapor per puff, easier draw, 2 ml of liquid. So yeah, it's very simple. You basically just pop it open, take it out, and use it. Nothing easier on the market. So I use a lot of disposables when I'm traveling, like I mentioned. Is this my favorite? No. When I get a disposable, I want something that is tiny, right? This is not tiny, it is small, and if it was in the heavy strength, I would possibly consider buying one of these over one of the other ones, depending on the price. I think a price for, let's say, Enjoy, right? Their Enjoy disposables, which is my favorite, I think they're around 7 US, and this is about 10. But this has like double everything that it holds, right? So really comes down to your own preference. Personally, I think if it was a heavy nicotine content, I could easily get away using this through the day because I can use one of the smaller, less efficient ones with no problem. I'll get a close-up to show you this, but basically you can take off the mouthpiece and fill it. I'll show you this up close with the polyfill and the coil inside. You're not meant to do that, and there's no real purpose. I guess you could fill it back up, which I've tried. It does work, but I mean, that's not what this is for. If you're a smoker, you're not going to be buying a bottle of liquid just to put it into one of these for an extra few hours or whatever until the battery dies. But for those of you interested, this is a close-up shot of what the inside of it looks like. So that's about it for the Fling Wide Mini. If you have any questions about it, feel free to leave a comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Doesn't really matter. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.